What are you saying here?
Well, welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, everybody. So, you guys are still up in the hills, and you're going to make your way back to Shirebrook, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. We're gonna stay in the camp for the night because it's nighttime.
Right. The night passed. You guys are fine.
Yeah. I think we want to look south for a couple of hours and just see if we find anything in the immediate area. And then if we don't, then we'll start making our way back towards Shirebrook.
Sure. So you want to keep climbing up these hills?
Yeah, and here's my spells for the day.
I can't decide on the last spell. I'll just go for irritation.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm going to swap one of the. I'll swap the shield out for detect magic, right? And I'm going to cast detect magic and look at the mine.
You cast detect magic and look at the mine. The mine does not radiate magic, but you do see a dim magic field encompassing the entire village.
There's something here, Van. Some sort of magical field.
What do you mean?
I don't know. What does it look like, Neil? Does it just look like...
It looks like
everything?
Residual magic left over from some large effect.
Can I see the school?
No, you cannot.
It looks like maybe a powerful spell was cast here, and there's somewhat of a wave left in the magical winds.
A wizard could have cast some foul magic to kill off this community, but then there would be bodies, wouldn't there?
Maybe he just sent them to another plane, or... Either way, I'm sure no spell that I would cast would leave an after effect this large. That's right, Neil, isn't it? This would have to be some spell.
This would have to be some spell or some thing. It's also huge. It's like 500 feet across.
But it's centered here.
It takes you a while to look around the edges and kind of... It looks like it's centered around the village roughly. 500 feet is also like a rough estimate. Give or take 30%.
Is it stronger anywhere, or is it the same?
No, it's just very, very faint across everything.
Something's happened. Some sort of magical event, probably more so than a wizard casting a spell. I don't see why a wizard this powerful would have any concern with a few dwarves.
Nor do I. Should we still look south for a few hours, see if we can find anything? I don't want to travel too long. This is definitely getting above our pay grade, but if we find anything in the immediate area...
We could take a look, but I'm pretty sure whatever it is, I think this is probably all that's left of the evidence.
I imagine so, but it might be worth a quick check. I think we'll spend like 1 to 2 hours just heading south and looking around a little bit.
Okay.
And then after that, we're just going to say fuck it and go back to Shirebrook.
Sure. You climb the hill a little bit further. Better views, but it's still hot out. And nothing... No new information comes to light.
Okay, then I guess we head back.
Okay.
Well, it's frustrating, to say the least.
Indeed.
You begin the hike back down the hills. You can see roughly where Shirebrook would be, and this time you're not searching for a camp on a hill. You're just trying to like head for the river or the coastline. Mm-hmm. So it should be a lot easier to get back than it was to come out here.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you make it to the forest section where like you come down the hill and the tree line starts to creep in, and it gets a little bit more shallow and easier walking. Mm-hmm. Bushes become a problem again, and you make your way back into the forest.
True.
Kind of
okay, do you think we'll run into our old lizard friends again?
Oh, let's keep an eye out for them. They were scared off pretty easily, so...
True. I don't know, I wouldn't mind a quick reunion.
We shouldn't underestimate them.
Okay. It's another long, hot day of kind of hacking through the forest and clearing your own path. And there's not much going on here. Just another day of jungle travel.
It's downhill though, right? Do we maybe make better speed?
Yeah, it's not that much downhill. Once you get out of the hills, it's just gently downhill. The hills are not as big of a factor as the undergrowth. So, come the end of the day, you're still not back to Shirebrook, and you got to find another place to camp.
Do we imagine we're pretty close, though?
Probably another 3 or 4 miles. It'd probably take you another 2 or 3 hours.
We'd have to get a fisherman's boat anyways, Malachi. We might just want to make camp.
All right.
I have no
Let's
intention of crossing the river.
see if we can find somewhere safe.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do the same thing that we did and look for another miraculous cave of boulders.
Nope, this time you don't find any such things. You find like a group of trees that are nearby that you can kind of put your backs to.
Yeah.
But it's not great shelter.
Okay. Should we take turns for this night? I don't think we need any magic in the morning, so we could just do 4 hours apiece.
Yeah, I've still got my spells, so
Yeah.
just do 4 hours of sleep each and then get up and
Keep
All right.
moving.
we could just, yeah, we should probably stay awake. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you sleep
I think
first.
it's always safer. Yeah, okay. So then we just, we take watches for the night.
Alright. The night passes uneventful. It's loud, difficult to sleep. There are bugs, but no monsters.
Sure. So, sleepily, I awake, and well, let's make it back to Shirebrook so we can get something to eat and a proper rest.
Sure. And yeah, we'll just head to the shore and head back into Shirebrook.
A few hours later, pushing through the jungle, you come across the nice big river, the swamp water river. Well, the swamp water and the crystal run kind of meet together and form this one big section of the river that people still call the swamp water. And you burst out onto the banks, seeing Shirebrook off on the other side, all the happy little people running around in town, oblivious to the dangers you've just faced.
I hail over one of the fishing boats. Fisherman, lend me your boat.
He comes on by. We can just rope in the couple silver to get you across into your monthly fees.
Sure.
Yeah. You guys been gone for a while.
A few days. It wound up being a little bit more of a problem than we thought it would be.
Yeah, you find any of them dwarves over there?
None.
No, they're all gone.
Oh shit. Any idea on what happened to them?
None at all. There was a troll there, but it did not seem to be... It didn't look like it killed the dwarves.
No bodies, no signs of a struggle. Some sort of magical
Magic.
event, I think.
Well,
It was just... Everybody was just suddenly gone. By the way, Neil, I took the diary with me, obviously.
sure.
I'll have to speak to Rohanna and Aldrich. Perhaps they'll be able to shed.
Sure. Well, you do that, I could relay news to Baroness Valmont.
He drops you off on the other side of the river and waves farewell and goes about his day.
Let's go to the keep together. We'll speak to the Baroness and I'll request an audience with Aldrich as well.
Sure. Yep.
Sure.
Just go to the keep.
Baroness, it is now... Let's see, you arrived at the village here. You spent a night at the village. You left the next day, spent a night. So you get back on Thursday. So you've actually been gone 4 days or something.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is Thursday, so the Baroness is in holding court with a bunch of people. You can wait
Sure.
your turn in line and talk to her, or you can come back when she's done, since you have good reason to talk to her and get an audience later in the day.
I think I'll talk to somebody else who can arrange a private audience later, and we'll just find a place where we can wait.
Sure.
Yeah.
Quietly.
That person would be the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper's in charge of permitting people in and kind of setting up things with the Baroness. Think part Vizier, part Watchman.
Okay.
Well, let's. Why don't we go and get some food at the Half Pint? See if those other adventurers are still alive.
Sure. Should we come back in the evening?
Yeah.
I asked the guard.
Yeah.
Or the guard that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I guess we just head off.
Sure.
During the downtime, you might also want to take a chance to talk to Rohanna about what you found.
Yeah. Okay. Is her shop on the way to the Half Pint?
No.
All right. Well, I'll go and speak to her now. Get me a pint.
Sure. No. Yep.
So I'll go and see Rohanna.
Okay. You find Rohanna. She's
Rohanna.
in her shop. She's that, lumbering tall beast of a woman with that nasty cough from her old lung infections.
Wait, can Van cure disease now?
Yeah, but it's like her constitution score.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to cast like regenerate or something for it to have any sort of effect.
She's already had her disease cured. She just has like lingering health effects from it.
Would regenerate help her? Like help regenerate the organs?
Oh, that's right. One of the scrolls was heal, wasn't it? That's why it would have cured her.
Yeah.
Okay. Rohanna, do you have a moment to talk?
Malachi, good to see you again, friend.
Yes, it's good to see you too. I hadn't realized how much I missed this place. Do you know the dwarves that live to the south, through the forest, up the hill?
The ones in Stonehill? The ones you went to see?
Yeah, them. Yeah. Well, I've just returned a few hours back.
Mm-hmm.
There's well, when we got there, curiously, there was no sign of them. No signs of a struggle, no bodies. Found a couple of smoke methods that I dispatched relatively easily, but I'm not sure what that's got to do with what happens to the dwarves. I found a troll in the mine that they dug. I think he moved in after they disappeared, though. I found a diary. Looks like they'd left maybe 3 months ago. So we had no leads to go on. I wasn't sure, and on a whim, I cast a detect magic spell. And I saw the after effect of a powerful magical event or spell that had been cast around the area. A huge radius, perhaps 500 feet or so.
What?
I don't suppose you'd have any ideas what that could be?
500 feet? Magical spell?
Well, perhaps a spell or some sort of event. Maybe the dwarves... Well, it didn't seem like they'd found anything in their digging that was alarming, but perhaps they'd stumbled upon something that caused a ripple in the fabrics of the surrounding magical auras.
Scratches her chin, thinks deeply. I don't know about that. I might have to look into that for you.
Well, if you
500
could.
feet? Magical aura?
Yeah. It seemed to be centered on that camp, or at least as near as I could tell.
I can't think of any spells off the top of my head that have such a large area of effect. Let alone would leave residual magic after 3 months, did you say?
Yeah, well, 3 months, that's what it seemed. From the diary. I agree with you, I doubt it's a spell. I'm not sure what else it could be. Something transferring from one plane to another violently. The death of a great magical being, perhaps.
I would expect signs of destruction with any of that.
Yeah, you're probably right. It was basically untouched.
Smoke methods are not common to this area.
Devilsome little beasts.
Well, you know what they say about the Shadow Mountains curse. Perhaps these
I've
things
heard.
are best left alone. The dwarves should never have gone up there to begin with.
What do they say about this curse?
Things go missing. Things...
Like whole tribes of dwarves?
Whole villages. It's not the first time. You're a little bit young, but there have been others that have tried to settle there before.
Were they all miners?
No. Not up on the hills, but in the forest. Some people tried to settle in alongside the river once, down in the Shadow Valley. Tried to build a little village there. Maybe 40 years back or so, a group of 150.
They all disappeared?
They went up with some boats, and No one ever saw them again.
Do you know if there's anyone maybe who still lives down there at all?
In the valley?
I shrug. Seems that I'm left without a trail to follow. I don't even know of any spells that may shed more light on the mystery. Perhaps there is something that you could divine?
I will look into it for you, but the world is filled with mysteries, Malachi. Not all of them can be solved.
All mysteries have an answer. It's just whether you are brave enough to seek it. Or perhaps stupid in my case.
Bravery often looks stupid to cowards.
You know, there's some truth in that. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if it'll help, but I've got the journal here from one of the dwarves. Maybe you'll find something in there that you may be able to divine some answers from.
I think I would actually have that. Not to interject.
Okay, well, I go and get it then. I'll bring it to you on the morrow.
I just don't know why you would carry it since you don't speak it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. I take a look around. Does she sell magic items in here or not?
No magic items, just mostly components and odd bits and ends.
They're saying the stream went down.
What? If it went down, it's back up.
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
I think there might have been a momentary blip. Been happening a lot lately.
Okay.
Say, Rohana, is there anything you need help with?
No?
Managing okay? The shop and all since I left?
Sales could be better. But with you in town, hopefully you'll be going through magical components left, right, and center. You'll probably be my best customer, Malachi. That's
funny. Well, I'm not sure how long I plan to spend in town, but I'll send any business your way.
Make sure to stock up before you leave.
Yeah, I will. Well, I'm going to go speak to Aldrich. Maybe he could shed some light on it, just get his opinion on things.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring that journal around.
She nods and wishes you farewell.
All right, I head to the half pint. It's fine, Ban.
Okay. You meet up in the half pint.
Hail! Ban, did you, are they in here? I say, looking around for the group of adventurers.
They are not.
Oh, you muted, Sean.
No, I suspect they may be gone for a while yet. They're fairly green. They're not quite as efficient at traveling through the land as we are.
I'd say they're probably dead by now.
Well...
You think they could have handled those lizard men?
Maybe the lizard men. The wizard most likely not, but do you think they'd even find him? That's what I don't think they'd beat the wizard, but I don't think they'd even find him.
Who do you mean? I meant the lizard men that had attacked us. If they attacked them...
Yeah, I'm sure they could handle the lizard men, maybe.
You think?
What I don't think is, I don't think they'll even find the wizard that they're looking for.
Oh, Vanlin. Yeah.
Perhaps the Twin Towers were spoken to. They might know more about that group. We could always ask.
I spoke to Rohana, and she said nobody lives down there in the valley. So I don't know who it is that they're looking for. But you know, if this Venlin does live down there, maybe he's got some answers about what happened to these dwarves.
He might. A wizard living in that region, powerful enough to create potions, could be powerful enough to create that residual magical aura.
And if, at the very least, knows something about it.
Perhaps he might be our next destination.
Yeah, maybe. They said they followed the river down, right? They were going down the Crystal Run. Near the lake, maybe. Let's speak to the Baroness and see what she says. Maybe she's not even interested.
Sure.
Maybe Rohana seemed to just think that this is the curse of the mountains and it should just be let lie.
Malachi, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that unraveling great mysteries and superstitions is one thing that we're fantastic at.
I agree. It doesn't sit right with me to just shrug and admit defeat to 30 dwarves just disappearing into thin air.
If we can kill a chimera and a troll, I'll be damned if I'll let a mountain stop me.
That's a spirit. All right, let's
I guess we
drink.
Yeah, we kill it till the evening, then head over to the keep, speak with Baroness.
Sure.
Yeah.
The afternoon passes and evening comes. You head back to the keep, up the hill, through the gates, into the keep itself, and get an audience in that same room you were in earlier. That not quite a war room, just kind of like a smaller meeting room. There's a table and a few chairs. Once again, it is the Baroness and her captain of the guards, Captain Vernon Corwell. Vernon Corwell, really.
Mm-hmm.
Baroness, if you wouldn't mind summoning Aldrich, I think it might be beneficial for him to be part of this conversation.
I agree.
He is summoned and shows up a few minutes later.
Okay. We arrived in the encampment, and the dwarves were not there. It did not appear that they were attacked or there was any sort of struggle. There was no sign that they had packed up and left either. It was as if they just suddenly vanished. There were some smoke methods that had taken up residence in one of the huts. We dispatched those. When we examined the mine, there was a troll living inside, and to be thorough, we dispatched that and examined the mine. It seemed as if the troll had moved in after the dwarves left. There were no bones of the dwarves inside its cave. There were only animal bones. Malachi can tell you more about a strange aura that we detected the morning after.
Yes, I cast a detect magic spell just on the off chance that perhaps there was another clue to be learned. And there was some sort of residual magical aura in the area, not from a current spell, but from something that had already happened. Now, from what we can tell in the diaries, the dwarves, whatever caused them to disappear was 3 months earlier, and this aura was around 500 feet in radius. I've already spoke to Rohanna. Aldrich, maybe you know more, but I can't think of any spells that would leave a radius of 500 feet 3 months after the fact. But it seems it must be linked to whatever happens to the dwarves.
Aldrich nods slowly. That is most disturbing.
I say, as far as I know, nobody lives in that valley. So I don't know who else we would ask. Who else might have a...
Almost nobody.
Almost nobody? Pray tell.
There is the Witch of the Wilds, he says.
Is that Venlin?
Flemeth?
No.
Sorry.
Oh, that's where I know that from, right? Dragon Age?
Yeah.
Thought that sounded familiar.
There's a witch, is there? You think she might know something about this?
Baroness Valmont kind of looks to him. He goes, I thought she was just a legend, but mothers tell their children to keep them indoors at night. Aldrich kind of bobs his head and goes, legend or not, I'm not certain. But there is a tale of a witch who lives out there. One who supposedly eats people and does all other sorts of nasty things. But you know legends. There's always usually a grain of truth in them. I don't know if she is real or not. I highly doubt she eats people if she is. No one would know how to find her, though.
Let's say there is a witch, and let's say we do find her. Do you think that she'd... I don't think these dwarves were eaten. Do you think she might know something of what happened?
If someone knows what's going on in there, it would be her.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But this is just a legend. Same with the curse. I wouldn't discount it entirely, but I would not go stomping around through the valley looking for her. A witch.
Do you remember Lady Twin Towers unfortunate incident a few months prior. Well, we did some investigating at the time. Seemed to be that some wizard named Venlin created this potion. Now, I'd forgot all about him, but there were some adventurers in the Half Pint yesterday, or not yesterday, but before we left, who were heading south down the Crystal Run looking for this guy. I mean, a wizard down the Crystal Run inside the Valley of the Mountains. Perhaps he may know something. Might be a bit easier to track down than this witch.
Perhaps he is the Witch of the Wilds.
I nod. Possible. I think that he was seen in town when this first happened. A couple of did he hang them? Did Lord Twin Tower hang the peasants that bought the potion, Van? Do you remember?
I don't know what happened to them.
I wonder if
the
they're still in
Baroness
the
speaks up
dungeons.
and says, No, the husband resisted arrest and was beaten to death. The wife is in jail still.
I see.
Perhaps we could speak to her.
We could try. That might be a chance to gain some information. Also, the Twin Towers might have done some investigating of their own.
Well, either way, Baroness. We killed the troll. We dispatched the smoke methods. We thoroughly searched the dwarves' encampments and their mine. And aside from this magical aura, there doesn't seem to be anything else of ill will. I think we've exhausted our options, at least for now. I think the town of Shirebrook should be safe. I'd probably advise against any further settling in that direction until we can get to the source of this.
A few more things you may want to know. They were digging in a mine because they found silver inside, and it did not look as if they dug it dry. There were still veins that looked plentiful the further in you went, but we found a diary, and I kind of pull it out of my pack, and I put it down and say, its last entry is about 3 months back. It's enthusiastic about the finds. There's no entries talking about leaving or making a quick exit. It's as if they were there one day and suddenly the next day just vanished out of thin air. I don't think silver is worth such a risk.
The Baroness speaks up and says, Silver? How much? A vein?
Much of it had been dug out. I don't know how much more is left.
Did you find the silver?
Yes, there were silver veins.
No, the ore.
No, I did not see it. We didn't see any when we looked through the encampment, right? None.
Where's all
whatsoever.
the silver that they dug out?
Nowhere to be seen. We investigated the encampment a few miles to the south of the encampment. No sign of them or the silver.
The silver could have been.
Would they not have shipped the silver back up to the north?
I don't think there... No one had heard that the mine was successful. If they had discovered a silver ore, I do not know of it. Maybe one of the other dwarves knows. If they...
That's a fair point. I'll speak to one of them myself.
If you'd wish to speak to... I don't remember her name. I think it's Adrian or something. We have her in the dungeons.
Sure, that would... Perhaps it would lead to something new. I'm not sure if there's much else to tell.
Kel Corwell, would you show them to the dungeons then? She says to the captain of the guards, and he nods and leads you towards the dungeons if you'd like to go now.
Yeah, let's go and get that out of the way.
Okay. He takes you down into the dungeons. They're not that big. You guys have been here before as guests rather than visitors.
Yeah.
And you find Adriana, just her name, locked up in a cell.
I chuckle as we walk down and say, Van, do you remember the last time we were down here?
I prefer not to think about the last time we were down here.
You know, I've warmed to you quite a lot since then.
You know? Forget about it.
Eventually you're brought before her. She is in not in shackles, but she's up in a little cell. Her clothes are tattered and old. Her hair's greasy and dirty. Looks like she hasn't showered or bathed in a long time. She scrambles away from the bright light that the guard is holding with his lantern and kind of cowers in the back when you guys pause before her.
What did they say her name was? Annabelle?
Adriana.
Adriana. Do you remember me?
Yes? And you?
How the dungeons treating you?
Just looks around.
How does a chance at redemption sound?
You can get me out of here?
Well,
I believe my friend is speaking out of turn. We've simply come for some information, if you happen to have it.
I look at Van. Give him a funny look. Something about these dungeons makes you go all crazy. Do you remember the wizard that you bought the potion from?
My husband did the buying, but yeah. I never saw him myself.
Do you know where he went after he left town?
Upriver somewhere, I think.
To the north? Or to the
South.
south? South.
I think so. I never knew for certain, but I got the impression he was headed southward.
What kind of man was he? Did your husband speak of him?
He said he was harsh. But fair. He a little cryptic. He wanted the blood of a young woman, woman who, I don't know how this matters, but who had never been with someone.
A virgin, yes, I remember now.
Or maybe it was just a young person. I don't remember if it was male or female that was needed, but we took some blood from one of the women at Lydia Twin Towers Estates.
Do you know if he was using that blood for the potion or for some other thing?
It was for something else.
It was a payment.
She nods.
Well, that's worth knowing.
Maybe Aldrich or Rohanna, maybe they know something about what kind of potion or what kind of spell you might need that reagent for.
He came in on a ship.
A ship? Do you know where he came from?
No. He was on the wave skipper, I think.
Wave skipper, yeah. I do remember that now.
So he wasn't from around here.
You know, I just deleted all this stuff about Vanlin and his ship off my notes on my character sheet, after the last session.
Well, Malachi, I think this is getting more and more likely to be related.
Well, either way, we still owe this Vanlin guy a visit, irregardless of if he's anything to do with these missing dwarves. You know, making one woman ugly is, that's a bad thing to do, but getting rid of a whole town of dwarves, maybe this guy isn't so bad after all.
The captain of the guards gives you a stern, unpleasant look.
Oh, calm down, I'm just joking, of course. You take yourself too seriously,
Malachi is a bit bitter with some of our recent dealings. Don't mind him too much.
Well, look, I'm sorry to leave you down here. I'd put in a good word with you with the guard, but I don't think he likes me very much, so. Fan, maybe you could do something for her.
I'll see what
seems. You regret it, right? You're sorry for what you did.
She nods. She was so mean. She was brutal and beat us and said awful things. We just wanted to get away. But what we did was wrong.
Yeah. Well, Van, maybe you can. I'm going to go find Aldrich if you want to come with me.
Sure. Perhaps I'll speak to the Baroness at some point. I'll see what I can do. And then I just kind of stand up and we walk out of the dungeon.
She keeps her head bowed the entire time and just doesn't make eye contact with you guys. But you head out of the dungeon.
That guard wasn't a dwarf, was he, Neil?
No, the guard was the captain of the guard. He's a human.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malachi says that just immediately takes an axe to the skull.
All right, yeah, I say to him, do you think you could take us back to the Baroness and Aldrich?
He nods.
Thank you.
Yeah. You head back to the Baroness. Aldrich has gone off already.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
Baroness. We spoke to the girl, and she's given us a little bit more information on this Venlin character. Seems that he did leave south via the river. Came into town on a ship called the Wave Skipper. Shrug, maybe the captain, maybe the harbor master may know more.
During the process... Go ahead.
You speak, Van. It's fine.
During the process, he requested a vial of virgin's blood. At first, we assumed it was for the potion, but apparently it was payment. He required it for something else. This might be something worth bringing up with Aldrich. Perhaps he knows more. Arcane magic can be nefarious and is admittedly not my area of expertise.
Is he in his observatory? I'd be happy to go and speak with him.
He is.
Van, maybe you can talk to the Baroness about some other issues. I'll speak with Aldrich.
Sure.
One of the servants will lead you there.
Mm-hmm.
She makes a wave, and one of the servants hanging out in the shadowy corner steps forward to lead you to Aldrich's chambers.
Uh-huh.
You get there, the door is locked, the servant knocks, and eventually Aldrich comes down after like 10 or 15 minutes, sputtering and a little bit angry that he's been interrupted to get up. What is it? What do we want?
I apologize, Aldrich. There's no need to look at me like that. We are equals here, are we not?
No, we are not.
Fair enough. You know, this Venlin character, apparently the payments for what he did to Lady Twin Tower was a vial of virgin's blood.
Male or female?
Female. Does it mean anything to you?
Human? Non-human? Dwarf?
Human.
Could have all manner of uses, he says, still standing in the doorway, not inviting you in.
Really, that many?
I can't think of a thing that it would require more than others. Usually human's blood is required for specifically targeted spells. If you want to curse someone, you get a pint of their blood or something, a drop of their blood.
I shake my head. It could have been any virgin, I believe. The girl whose blood it was not the target.
Right, I was getting to that point. Getting random person's blood just as a component is not that difficult. Specifying virgin's blood, maybe some sort of love potion, maybe some sort of charm, must be something relating to sex or emotions or passion of sorts. He looks to Rand.
I'm still with the Baroness. I think he left me behind.
Okay.
Well, we're going to have a separate conversation while he's doing this.
He looks about maybe a cleric of Reluna be able to tell you more. But there are so few clerics of Reluna in this world, I wouldn't even know where to find one.
Harder to come across one of them than a virgin.
Much harder.
What deity is Reluna?
Passion.
Okay. We can add that to the list of possible, young female clerics that Van is looking for.
So, Aldrich, I can smell tea in there. You got a spare cup?
I have many cups, but I am a busy man. And the sun is setting, the moon is rising. I have observations and calculations to make.
Very well. I shall leave you to your work then.
Please
Thanks
do.
for being such a good sport. I say as I walk away. Man, I know I say to myself, is that what I come across like to everyone else? as I walk back down to the fine Ban and the Baroness.
All right.
Yeah.
Van, you're speaking with the Baroness.
Yeah, I say, the girl in the dungeons. What kind of sentence is she facing?
A year in prison.
A year?
She precipitated the disfigurement of a noble.
Oh, I understand. I was repeating myself. I shouldn't. It makes me look stupid. I apologize. Ever since we caught her, the girl was forthcoming with all of the information that we asked for. She helped us with this investigation as well. We never asked for payment to travel south and find out what happened to your subjects. Would you be willing to release her early as a payment to us for our work?
Just going to have you in my good graces, but I will release her instead.
Thank you. And then Van just bows. And I guess that's all we have. So yeah, we just have like a minute-long conversation, a few formalities, and then I get out.
All right. Malachi meets up with Van. He'll sing outside of the keep, probably.
Yeah. So I think maybe we decide that we might head south along the Crystal Run in the next few days. Look for whatever happens to these adventurers and see if we can find anything about Venlin.
I agree.
Let's take a look at that map for a moment, guys. The Crystal Run is a nice, long river. Point to point, it's 30 miles, but it twists and turns and winds. It's probably closer to like a 100-mile-long river, all told. Crystal Run is notably inhabited by many alligators, water nagas, and freshwater trolls. It is a nasty and dangerous place. Now, near Shirebrook, it's not so bad, but the water gets a little brackish, and these creatures don't quite like it. But upriver, it is dangerous. I'm not saying you shouldn't go there. I just want you to be fully aware of the dangers you're going to encounter, if that's the course you wish to take.
I do want to find this Venlin guy, but
Yeah.
I also think that maybe doing something about these goblins may be a better use of our time.
Do something prerequisite first. Plus, then we can wait for the adventurers to come back and see what, or see if they don't come back and find out.
No, blatantly not. If Neil's warning us as level 5 clerics and wizards, I feel like a group of level 1s are all fucked.
That's true. Yeah, I think we should probably look toward the goblins for now, and then maybe look into the Crystal Run later. Maybe build up a bit of strength first.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool. Well, I think that concludes our session for today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Why don't we do some experience? Something we haven't done in a while.
I need to start keeping a list of spells as I cast them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cast a lot this time around.
Yeah, I know I'm going to leave a few out here.
All right, well, why don't you start calculating them while I calculate other things. So healing spells in combat are fine. Healing spells out of combat, not so much.
If we're only counting in combat healing spells, it's
but Flame Blade, of course, would work, and all those other aid and entangle and all that good stuff.
Okay. Does healing really not work outside of combat? Like, because I am healing health. I get if I was just burning heal, but if I am healing health with it.
You know, maybe healing while you're out in the wilds is fine, but when you're resting in town, not.
Okay.
I think that's a nice compromise.
Then that'd be 5 instead of 1, so that's definitely preferable.
Okay, so for combat experience, that is 2,755, not each, for combat. Let's add some quest experience. You got to the dwarves. You investigated the whole thing and reported back. That's 500 for that. You also did detect magic and find the aura, which is nice. So it's another 250 for figuring out that there's something bigger going on here. You let out that woman from jail, which is a nice little perk and a nice show of what's the right term? Mercy. So let's tack on 100 experience for letting her out. Let's do that. So that brings you each to 1,802 experience. Make sure you add your 10% if applicable.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now individual experience rewards. Wow, since I've opened the book. Here is our experience table. All right, player has a clever idea.
I think that's Nick with the detect magic.
Yes, Nick, mark 100 for that.
Alrighty.
Let's see. There was something else I really liked earlier. What was it? No, maybe that was it. I liked Van going and talking to the dwarves previously before you guys took off. So mark 50 for that.
Okay.
Player has an idea that saves the party. I don't think so. Role plays his character well. Both mark 200. Priests. How many spell levels did you cast?
Spell levels. Let's see. 5, 6, 8, 10.
All right. Mark 500 experience for spells. And Malachi, how many spell levels did you cast?
16, I think.
Wow.
So Fireball and the Lizard Men and Sleep, so that's 4.
Yeah.
Against the Mephits, Slow, 2 Magic Missiles, and Scare, so that's another 7.
Oh, wait, Fireball's 3, Slow is 3 each, right? So you cast... that's 9. Fireball and 2 Slows is 3 times 3 is 9?
Yeah.
Yes, that's 9 spell levels plus what?
And then a Sleep against the Lizard Man, 2 Magic Missiles against the Mephits, Scare against the Mephits, 2 Magic Missiles against the Troll. Yeah, 16. I've written it down.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
it's
All right,
16.
that's 800 experience for you.
I learned some spells as well.
Yeah, those
don't know
were
if you're
done
gonna
in
give me XP
between.
for
We're going to just gloss over those.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. How close are you guys to your levels?
Let me.
I think I level up.
Really?
Yes.
20%.
If you level, Van's got a level 2.
I don't think so. I think I'm a little bit short.
I think no, you're both level 5 though.
Yeah, but he has more experience than me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, do you not get your 10%, Van?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, I definitely get that.
So Malachi, you hit 40,000.
Sorry, Neil, what was the total amount for combat and quest again?
Oh, is it 40,000, Neil?
Level 5 is 50. Level 6 is 40.
All right, no, I don't level up. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought it was 30 for some reason.
No.
Okay.
What would you say, Van?
Combat and quest, what was that again? I have all my personal, but my calculator just broke on me, so I lost
I
it.
have no idea. I wasn't tracking.
1,982 with the 10%.
Okay. All right. It was 982. Okay, I have to add all the others then. So I got 50 plus 500 plus 200.
How the fuck did Georg get to level 7, man? That's insane. How much
Because-
experience do you get for that?
I think they
60?
use the homebrewed system for the experience for that, though.
Yeah, we're using slightly different experience, and he's been playing a lot longer than you guys, and he doesn't split it between
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
So
and
it was 1,000. Oh.
you get a lot more done with a one-player campaign than you do with the two-player campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm at 25,449 out of 27,500, so I'm about 2,000 short.
Yep. So 25.5, and Nick, you're at 3 something.
30,276.
Okay, so you guys are about 5,000 experience apart. That's quite a lot.
Because he gets a lot of extra spells. I tend to tank a lot in combat, whereas he flings all the spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'll
Sorry,
probably
man.
level up at roughly the same rate, though, because wizards need a lot more experience to level than clerics
Yeah.
do.
How much more do you need, Malachi?
10,000.
Okay.
How much more do you need, Sean?
About 2,000.
Oh,
There
right,
you go.
right. Yeah.
So you will be 6 before me, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Okay.
slightly off. I forgot to add an extra 75 that I got, so I'm actually at 25, 524. So I'm just under 2,000 away.
For some reason, the priests, when they go from 7 to 8, just require a lot more than wizards.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's weird.
Like
Let me see.
for level 8, a wizard needs 90,000. For level 8, a cleric needs 110. Clerics like double for a longer period of time than wizards do.
What do you get at 8?
Oh no.
Nothing. It's 9 that you get new spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get any spells, but does your like turn undead get particularly powerful or something at 8?
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. I go up to 110,000. Do wizards seriously start to scale off at that point, though?
Yeah, it looks like clerics keep doubling until they hit level
Yeah.
10, and then they stop doubling. Wizards double until they hit 6, and then they start adding like 20, 30.
And then they double again from 9 to 10.
Yeah,
Experience scaling is weird in this.
it is bizarre.
It's like 11 to 12 is 375,000 experience.
Well, that's it for Hardcore Heroes today. We will see you guys next Friday, not next
Yes.
Saturday, at 12 o'clock Pacific time, which I believe is 7 o'clock England time?
8.
8 o'clock England time. 8?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. It's
12,
8
yeah,
o'clock.
they're 8
Oh,
hours
yeah,
ahead.
but GMT doesn't take it. No, UTC doesn't take into account daylight savings time. Something like that. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
See, it's weird though because you guys think about time differences a lot because one half of the US is in a different time to the other. In England, we don't really ever think about.
We have 4 different time zones in the US, in the
All right.
continental US.
Yeah.
It's just always it's the same. It's the same time in England all the time.
Yeah.
You know, wherever you are, you don't have to worry about
We're maybe going to get rid of daylight savings in Washington. There was a resolution to because you can only go to daylight, the one that puts you it's the one that puts you forward an hour. It's the one that gives you less daylight hours, the one that you take in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
You can transition to that permanently, but nobody wants that because it's the one where you go an hour back. You can go to that, but you can't go to daylight endings or the one where you go an hour forward.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone wants to go to an hour forward permanently, but you can't do it. So there was a resolution that we sent to the federal government.
Why don't they just pick the time that...
Because government doesn't make sense.
All right. Well, on that note, we will see you guys next Friday for some more Hardcore Heroes. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
See you guys.
See ya.